so what do we got this time?
This time, we are dealing with something that we were talking about yesterday in the
Yeah.
podcast, and you have one
What
of
didn't
them.
we talk about yesterday?
What didn't we talk about? Yeah, we talk about everything,
Yeah.
damn it. Okay, so we are talking palm tattoos.
Sure.
Yeah. So for everybody at home, Jeremy, give him a show. Yeah, see, he has a palm tattoo.
Yep.
So we were talking about different styles of palm tattoos that are popular right now, and basically the big thing is, how's it going to look healed?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
to start off, I'm going to show one that is fresh and healed. Fresh, then healed.
Okay.
And so we get an example of someone that does this really well and what the expectation would be for healing. So here's your first example.
Oh, yeah, I've seen this tattoo.
Yeah.
Yep. This is definitely trended.
Yep.
I just like, unless you're doing palm tattoos all the time, see, this to me would like inspire other people to try and do something like that.
Yeah, totally.
And maybe this will work in this case, but your local guy is probably going to lose all of those little lines.
Yeah, that's fair.
And
Well-
maybe some of the bigger ones.
So just as an example, this is one of the best at doing this, and here's the healed version.
Yeah, see, that looks great, but I'm pretty sure this person does them all the time.
Yes, this
Yeah.
is almost entirely what he does.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen their page, and it's just like palm tattoo, palm tattoo, palm tattoo.
Yeah.
And if you do anything a lot, you'll get real good at it,
Yeah, well, yeah.
right?
So these are some different ideas that are kind of popping up in palm tattoos.
Sure.
So just give me your thoughts on these.
Yeah, I don't like that first one as much.
So that's just stencil.
Yeah, I
then
mean, it
Mandality.
looks better with the dots, but
Yeah, of course.
the dots are actually likely to hold up pretty well, I think.
That was my curiosity.
I
So-
think dots, the way they're put in, probably a little less trauma.
And then touch up later if you lose
Yeah.
one. It's pretty easy to
Yeah,
just
it's
go in.
pretty light.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. That one, the problem with this is because it's so symmetrical, so if you lose any of it, it's going to look off, I think.
Right.
So I think with palm tattoos, this is maybe too busy for my taste.
Yeah.
And one piece really will affect the entire thing.
Yeah.
So maybe not my choice.
Yeah. And let's see another.
I mean, first off, I don't really know what that is. It's
Well,
kind of like a banana opening.
Yeah, I believe
Right.
the aim was a lotus.
Sure.
Yep.
Yeah, I could see that. Looks a little bit like a banana peeling open.
Yep, which is a better idea. you
Well,
know?
it's a more interesting idea.
Definitely
sure.
more interesting. Yeah.
The solid black is probably not a bad idea, but at the same time, I feel like it's maybe too much, and
Yeah.
some of it's gonna blow out and travel quite a bit.
I was thinking pretty mushy
Yeah.
when it's later in its
Yeah,
life.
it's gonna look pretty blurry.
Yeah.
It's almost too black.
Right?
Right.
Yeah.
You almost have to strike a balance where you're like medium-sized
Mm-hmm.
lines and
Yeah, so they're bold. But
bold, but not so it's like, here's your line. It's
Yeah,
that
yeah.
thick.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that's gonna spread all over.
Well, and this was lined and then filled in.
Yeah,
And
oh,
I'm
yeah, for sure.
I'd be very interested with filling in how that's going to look later.
Tough to say. We don't have a healed picture of this one, right?
No, not of this one. All right, so then it starts to get into some white ink.
Yeah, that's gone.
But here's two examples.
Are they both healed or is
One
that fresh?
is healed and one is fresh.
Really?
Yeah.
So the first one looks,
First one is healed.
yeah, healed.
Yeah. Now, I don't
Surprised
know how
well
long.
that white,
I know.
it's really in there.
I thought that was very unique.
You can tell this one is fresh because of the redness.
Yeah.
But I'm like, is that edited, do you think? Maybe some clarity?
I mean, maybe, and it might only be a few weeks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that could just be, who knows?
Well, just white isn't normally ever that striking.
I know.
Like it's more subtle generally.
Yeah.
It looks like this H looks more correct to me than the E. The E is super, super bright.
Yeah.
Like that looks glowing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep. I mean, edited, probably. But at the same time, then wouldn't the middle letters be more affected as well?
Not necessarily.
Oh, okay.
If you understand how Photoshop works,
Well, I do.
You can select each individual piece, and I'm not saying that they did that. I'm
I
not.
getcha.
But like you could technically
It's
just
a
increase the
possibility.
clarity of those two letters.
What I'm also wondering, too, is like since the white is thicker, is it elevated?
It might be uprisen a bit.
Yeah.
Because like I've even said, but this tattoo healed real weird. This white ink tattoo was another level.
It's a different game, man.
Yeah, it was totally different for me.
Yeah.
It's like a fun science experiment.
Yeah. Okay, then continuing on the white ink train, what do you think this will look like later?
Especially right there. There's no way.
I
It's
know.
the most calloused part.
I know.
It looks pretty beat up.
Yeah.
Like it looks like some of these lines don't look like they're really in there. It looks like it's almost like more white ink stain than it is actually.
Well, when you're putting it into the skin, like white ink likes to stick to the top of the skin
Oh,
too,
yeah.
right? So
Yeah, yeah.
a lot of what is going to probably come out of it later is going to be almost none in the skin.
Yeah, that's what I was. Even with the picture we took of this, like
Yeah.
there was quite a bit of white that was stuck in the skin, and you're like, I'm pretty sure Rick didn't even tattoo that spot.
Yeah.
Right. That's just like stain from the white ink.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Like there was a lot of that. So when I cleaned it up, like it was like, okay, now here's actually what it looked like.
Yeah,
And
white's a whole other game, man.
yeah, it's very thick. So
So what do you think? It's
I
gone?
think that's pretty well gone, and there's probably a good reason we don't have a healed picture of that.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I would not doubt that at all.
There actually aren't that many healed white ink
No,
over
there are
black
not.
tattoos.
Yeah.
They're really hard to find.
Yeah. Well,
Like-
they're a difficult heal for
Yeah.
the most part, right? Like, and maybe it's like, okay, we need 2 or 3 rounds at this before it kind of
And
starts
most
to look
people
great.
aren't that patient, it seems like.
No, they want to post it and get out.
Because it's like, oh, that's gonna fall right out. Yeah, so then you do it again. What's the
Yeah.
problem?
Yeah.
What's the problem? Do it again.
Oh man, I had someone inquire about doing a full black sleeve in
Yeah.
one sit with no touch up.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what he
you
wanted. He
should-
wanted to drive in, get a full blackout, and then
This
never
is,
touch it again.
Instagram is rotting people's brains.
Yeah.
I just talked about this in my vlog I did this morning. I was like, you're seeing a lot of these black worker artists. They'll post their day one blackout,
Mm-hmm.
and then you'll never see that arm again. Like, and then you won't know what happened to it.
Yeah.
I guarantee you, it's not perfect. It's going to have all kinds of patchiness and
Yeah.
little flaws that may or may not ever be ironed out.
That's where when you see healed ones, that's always just the most impressive.
You
I
know,
think
yeah,
healed
exactly.
I think healed photos should be like a standard now.
I feel like if you're doing that kind of work, especially where it's become trendy, you should be hunting for that healed photo so that people aren't making quick decisions off of day ones and
Totally.
then never seeing what happens after.
Yeah, that's half of the Pinteresty requests. that
Oh,
we get.
yeah.
It's like, well, that'll never hold or look good or might not even be real.
Yeah.
All right, so now let's step away from white into
Oh.
color.
I mean, it's really vibrant,
Yes.
right? So I think when that fades, it will be really like duller. But since he went in so strong with it, there's a good chance they'll keep something.
Yeah, yeah.
I think. But again, that's a bad spot on the hand to
Yep,
try and
that
do something like that.
Yeah, especially if you use your hand at all for
Yeah.
anything.
But I mean, you see that he's got the skull still.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know.
And then the last but not least one, this is the goat at doing this.
That's fresh?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, part of it's fresh, part of it's healed. The
Yeah.
line work anyways.
Yeah, you can see that blue is real fresh and green. And yeah, it's just been put in. What was that? Dotted in, it looks
Yeah.
like?
See, this is where that's the same guy as
Yeah.
the first one. That's Luke Ashley. And
Yeah.
he dots in his color work,
Yeah, yeah.
which, like, and his healed stuff looks phenomenal.
Oh, yeah, no, I've seen the page. I'd like to see this one in particular healed to see how vibrant the color stays.
Yeah.
Because I don't believe this is going to fall apart.
No, right?
It's in there. For
It's
sure.
in there in a way that is clever.
Yeah, it was a smart way to do it.
Yep.
Yeah, I'd love to see this one healed.
Yeah.
But
so,
yeah.
what do you think? Second palm tattoo for you?
Eventually, I'll do one on this hand.
Yeah.
People keep asking me, like, I'm getting harassed. When are you gonna black out your palms? When are you
you're
gonna
not moving fast enough, man.
I'm not probably going to. I think I've talked to you about this.
Yeah.
I'll have to do it 7 times.
Yeah.
To get it to look as good as it does without it done.
Yeah.
I know a guy who just did his for the first time.
Like
and
blacked out his palms?
Yeah, and it looks like he did it all in one session.
Oh.
And it looks like it's milky gray and like skin
Yeah.
tone, and it just looks like he's got disease or something. And I'm not knocking it. Like, whatever, if he wants to do it 4 or 5 more times,
Yep.
it'll look like something. But that's 2 weeks off work,
Oh, yeah.
and I can't do that 5 times in a row,
Yeah.
so that it'll look like something.
Yeah, man.
I got lucky with this one,
Well, you did.
One
That was a one
pass.
pass, and it healed great.
but we went in with the plan of bold will hold.
Yeah.
Right, and
Yeah.
it did. So,
Yeah, man. I like
yeah.
it.